Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of The Art of Balance, the third studio album by the band Shadows Fall. Today we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to listen to it once more and see if it still holds up or not. This is the first Shadows Fall album recorded by the current lineup. Here you can see the members. We have Brian Farr on the vocals, Jonathan and Matthew on guitars, Paul on bass and Jason on the drums. Jason is the newest member on this record, it's his first album with the band. The album was produced by Zeus, the same guy who produced the previous album and the next few ones. The title of the record comes from the fact that the band wanted to mix melody and aggression. So basically thrash metal, death metal, metalcore and rock music. These are the genres that you can hear on this record. Most people call it a metalcore record. I don't agree with this statement. For me, Shadows Fall was never a metalcore band. It was more like a mix of a couple of genres, mostly thrash metal, death metal, some breakdowns here and there. As you may know from my previous Shadows Fall review, I've heard this band around 2006 or maybe 7, I don't remember. It was the song Inspiration on Demand. I found it on some sampler, and in 2008, when I had the internet, I checked out the rest of their discography and I've been a fan ever since. That's my quick story with Shadows Fall. Of One Blood is still my favorite album. Here's my setup, the production is tight, everything sounds massive and clean. The message is diverse, it's mostly about being one with yourself, finding balance in your life. Some songs are about different topics, like Destroyer of Senses is about alcohol and addiction to it. The structure of the songs is between basic and advanced. It's hard to categorize because they use a lot of intros and solos and breakdowns in almost every song. The album's opener, Idle Hands, is a massive song. I enjoy everything here. The vocals, the guitars, the bass, the drums. I especially enjoy the final solo. It's just so melodic and heavy at the same time. Brian's vocals sound as great as ever. We also have the guitarists doing growls and they're great at it. So I have nothing against this song. It kinda sounds like it was inspired by Suffocation Pierced from Within. Some melodies sound similar, but overall it's a great song through and through, 10 out of 10. Thoughts Without Words was the first single from the record and the first song by Shadows Fall to have a music video. It's one of my favorites here. I adore the melodic death metal atmosphere of this song. In the middle it changes to a more classical heavy / thrash metal approach, but still amazing song through and through. I love the vocals, especially in the chorus. I like singing this song. It's amazing, 10 out of 10. Destroyer of Senses is another banger. It has more of a hardcore, metalcore type of feeling. I like the straight to the point nature of this song. The breakdown is amazing, everything is good. 10 out of 10. Casting Shade, it's not as good as the previous Shadows Fall instrumentals, you know, like the one from the first album. I don't know why it exists, it's fine, it's decent, but it's not like I will always listen to it, sometimes I skip it. 6 out of 10. Stepping Outside the Circle is another banger. It has more of a thrash metal atmosphere. The riffs are amazing, I adore it. The drummer is killing it. I love his work throughout the record. Jason is on fire. Lots of changes in this track. The structure is more advanced. The solos, beautiful. 10 out of 10. The Art of Balance is more of a ballad type of song, I would say. It has a lot of those clean guitars, acoustic stuff, a lot of singing, but more heavier chorus. I actually really enjoy it. I don't think that it's a perfect song, but it's close to it. 9 out of 10. Mystery of One Spirit, another song that is more melodic than heavy, has an amazing solo, The drumming is on point here, the vocals as usual. I think it's still the weakest song on this record when it comes to songs, not interludes or instrumental stuff. It's 8 out of 10. The Idiot Bugs is the third single from this record. The previous two was Thoughts Without Words and Destroyer of Senses. I really like this song, especially the breakdown and its more death metalish atmosphere, like you know, the part before the breakdown. The guitarist is growling, I love his growls. Everything is beautiful in this song, especially the atmosphere and the heaviness of it. I like to come back to this track a lot. 10 out of 10. Prelude to Disaster is another interlude or prelude or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's decent, it's nothing fancy, it's fine. But why? A Fire in Babylon, it's the final original song on this record. I adore the beginning of it, very melodic death metalish, then it kinda changes to more trashy approach, but still it retains that melodic death metal atmosphere. Lots of various influences here, ranging from melodeath to thrash metal to even rock stuff. The solos are amazing, the vocals as usual. What can I say? I am just repeating myself with each song here. It's a perfect track for any day, 10 out of 10. And the final song on Snare Dread Edition is Welcome to the Machine. It's a Pink Floyd cover, it's different from the original, it's heavy, it's interesting. I like the singing here, Brian is killing it on the vocals as usual. Another 10 out of 10. The Japanese edition has one bonus track, it's called This Is My Own. This is not the same version that appears on the compilation Fallout from the War. That one was re-recorded, I think, for the War Within album, and this is the original one, written and recorded for The Art of Balance. I must say, I like this version way more because it has better production, more clean, punchy and straight to the point. When it comes to the song, I guess it has the most metalcore feeling from them all. It has very straight to the point breakdown, just zeros, do-do-do, do-do-do. The best part of this song for me is the chorus. This is my own. 10 out of 10. I also want to review the songs from the 2001 EP Dead Void, because it has another version of Stepping Outside the Circle, and the track Dead World. Those two songs were written and recorded almost by the same lineup. We have a different drummer here, he's called Derek, I think he was in the band Unearth back in 2008, and later on he created a band with Brian Fair called Downpour. It's amazing, it's basically Shadows Falls 2.0 but slower. You know, Off One Blood came out in the year 2000 and it had a shitty production. Later in 2002 they reissued the album as Fear Will Drag You Down by adding songs from the Dead World EP, but still the production is shit. Then in 2008 Zeus remasters the album once more and it's actually sounding great. It's clean, it's heavy, I love it. So yeah, let's just review these songs. Dead World is actually one of the first songs written by Shadows Fall. Back in 1996, Shadows Fall released an EP called Mourning the Dead Void, and it has this song on it. So Dead World 2001 version is actually the second version of Dead World. Sadly, that 96 EP is not available online. I have never heard it. We just know that it exists. I hope that someday it will be released online, or maybe someone will leak it, because there are some songs there that were never released later. Going back to this song, the instrumental is very melodic death metalish, but that's to be expected because it's a song from 96, but it also has some of the metalcore elements and breakdowns, also some singing. I really like this 2001 version, better than the 2006 one, you know, from Fallout from the War compilation, because it was too clean for my taste, and this one is just raw, it's angry. Derek on the drums is killing it, I love his work, the chorus is legendary, the intro especially. 10 out of 10. And we have the first version of Stepping Outside the Circle. Derek has different beats on the song. Listen to both of these versions and just focus on the drums. You will see that Jason is more into kicks, stuff like that, and Derek is just punching the shit out of the drums, and he's doing a different variations of the grooves, and it's very interesting to hear. And I was always a bigger fan of those Derek's grooves, to be honest. I still think that Jason is a perfect drummer for Shadows Fall, but it's so fun to hear what Derek was doing on the drums. The album version is way more polished and clean, but the EP version is more aggressive and raw. And I just love them both. Just I prefer the aggressive one. So 10 out of 10 as well. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, there are no weak songs here, the flow is fitting, replayability, hell yeah, it's an excellent record. What I'm really sad about is that This Is My Own is just a bonus track, and that word is not on any album. I wish Casting Shade and Prelude to Disaster were removed and we would have This Is My Own and That Word instead of them on the record. Then I think it would be a masterpiece for sure. That's all from me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!